Have you ever felt like you were living the same day over and over again? You're not the only one. At some point in our lives, everyone feels that way. But I had a thought that changed everything. Our worries today are the only thing stopping us from realizing our dreams tomorrow. That's strange, right? There is more to this idea than just hope. It's a wake-up call that reminds us that every day has a lot of options. We're going to learn a lot about personal growth and self-improvement today. We're not just going to talk about random tips and tricks. We're going to look at Stoicism, an old philosophy that has changed the lives of millions of people over many centuries. We're not just learning on this trip, we're also learning how to use the problems we face every day as stepping stones to success. Keep listening to me if you want to break out of the circle and stop asking, "What if?" and start asking, "What is?" Watching this video might alter the way you think about things and give you the power to handle today and every day after that. This trip should begin with all of us. Do you want to join me? First lesson, enjoy the present. If you want to see more amazing videos like this, watch the whole thing without stopping a beat. You never know when this journey will change your life. Lesson 1. Take pleasure in the moment. The idea is simple but strong. People often forget to enjoy the present moment because they are too focused on yesterday or tomorrow. But this is where Stoicism teaches us something very important. Remember what the great Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, "Concentrate on the present moment." It means putting our attention on the present moment and enjoying it to the fullest instead of dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. We often think about the next big thing without realizing that joy is in the road, not just the goal. Seneca, another wise Stoic, says, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." You should enjoy every step and moment as it comes. This doesn't mean we should forget about the past or the future, though. It is smart to learn from the past and make plans for the future. But residing in them, we lose sight of the life we have now there. Stoic leader Epictetus told us not to worry about things we can't change, focusing on how powerful the present moment is. In literary wisdom, the Persian author Hafez once said, "Stay close to anything that makes you glad you are alive." This means that we should find joy in the little things around us every day, like when a friend laughs, when a sunset looks beautiful, or when we do something nice for someone. Of course, we can't forget Rumi. The Stoic philosophy is in line with his writings. His words mean, "The moment you accept what troubles you've been given, the door will open." It's about finding peace in the present with all of its flaws. In that case, how do we do this? Start with something as easy as being aware. There is more to mindfulness than just an exercise. It's a way of life, a way to be fully present in the present moment. First, let's talk about something we do every day. Eat. Enjoy each bite of food as much as possible. Take note of how the food feels, tastes, and makes you feel. Enjoy the work that went into making it, from the ground to your plate. Mindfully eating makes something you do every day into a deep experience of appreciation and awareness. Pay close attention to every step you take. Feel the ground under your feet, the beat of your heart, and your body moving. Look at the colors, shapes, and sounds in the world around you. Feel the air on your skin and smell the surroundings, whether it's the clean air of the forest or the busy smell of a city street. Every step is a chance to connect with the world around you. Being aware also means giving talks your full attention. Pay close attention when someone talks. You should pay attention to more than just what they say. Pay attention to their tone, their facial movements, and what they're saying without words. By doing this, you strengthen your relationships with other people and enjoy the fullness of human contact. You can be mindful at work and in your free time. Pay attention to the job at hand when you're doing it. Don't pay attention to anything else, and give your full attention to what you're doing. This not only makes you more productive, but it also makes the job more fun and rewarding. It's not always easy to be aware, though. A lot of the time, our minds wander and we think about the past or worry about the future. At this point, the practice really starts to work. When your thoughts start to wander to yesterday or tomorrow, kindly but strongly catch them without judging them. Focus on the present moment again. It means recognizing these feelings, letting them go, and coming back to the present. Consistent practice makes awareness more than a set of activities over time. It turns into a state of being. Little things start to bring you joy, and you start to value life more as it happens. Each careful step takes you on a trip of learning where you learn more about the world and yourself. Don't forget that every moment is a new start. It's never too late to start over and concentrate on the present. By doing this, we make room for a life full of more interesting events, stronger relationships, and real happiness that comes from inside, not from outside factors. Now let's talk about how to be strong when things get tough. Life is unexpected and often hard, but it's the hard times that make us who we are. Through Stoicism, we learn how to be strong and turn life's problems into chances to grow. Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius once said, "The mind adapts and converts to its own purposes the obstacle to our acting." What he means is that every problem we face can be turned into a way to get to the next level. We don't have to see problems as failures. Instead, we can see them as chances to grow as people and become more resilient. The great philosopher Seneca once said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." In the same way that exercise makes muscles stronger, facing and beating challenges makes our minds stronger. It's not just about getting through hard times, it's also about how to use them to our benefit. Another great Stoic philosopher, Epictetus, tells us to think about what we can change, how we behave and feel about the problems we face in life. He taught us that what bothers us is not the events themselves, but how we think about them. We can stay calm even when bad things happen if we change the way we look at things. In the same way, the Persian poet Hafez says, "I wish I could show you when you are lonely or in darkness the astonishing light of your own being." This is a reminder of how strong and resilient we all are, especially when things are hard. Rumi, who had ancient wisdom, says, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." Both Rumi and the Stoics are saying that the things that make us grow the most are often the things that make us fail the most. Sometimes it's when we feel weak that we find our real power and promise. What does this mean for our lives? The first step is to accept that problems are a normal part of life. They don't mean you failed, they mean you have room to grow. When we understand this, it can completely change how we deal with problems. We don't have to see them as problems, we can see them as lessons. When you're having a trouble, don't ask, "Why me?" We can change how we think about it and ask, "What can I learn from this?" Or, "How does this make me stronger?" This way of looking at things makes us want to find the good in bad conditions. It's about finding strength in ourselves that we might not have known we had. For instance, if you're having a hard time at work, it could be a chance to learn new things, like how to communicate or solve problems better. It can also be very motivating to think about problems you've had in the past and how you solved them. In the end, Stoicism can teach us a lot about how to live a happier and stronger life. We can handle the ups and downs of life with more wisdom and strength if we focus on the present and see obstacles as chances to grow. Always keep in mind that every moment is a chance to change for the better. It helps us remember that we've been through tough times before and come out better. This thought process not only boosts our confidence, but it also shows us how to deal with problems in the future. Being proactive instead of reacting is another part of seeing problems as chances to grow. To do this, You need to take as much control of the situation as you can, make plans, and set goals to get through it. It's about moving from inaction to action and from hopelessness to action. Another important thing is to ask for help when you need it. Learning how to ask for help is sometimes a part of growing up through hard times. They could be friends, family, or people who work for the company. Sharing your problems and asking for help or advice is not a sign of weakness. It's a smart way to get past problems. Finally, show thanks every day, even when things are hard. Even if it seems odd, finding things to be grateful for can help you think more happily. It might be as easy as Lesson 3, get to know yourself, valuing the help of friends and family, or the chance to learn from the situation. And know that the more you use your resolve, the stronger it gets. Start with small problems and solve them right away. Then move on to bigger problems. As you do this, things that seemed impossible at first will become possible. Being strong during hard times doesn't mean you never feel sad or scared. It means you use those problems to learn, grow, and become stronger inside. It's about getting through life's storms, not only whole, but also stronger and smarter. I think we should accept our problems, learn from them, and use them to guide our personal growth. Lesson 3. Get to know yourself. Self-awareness is an important part of Stoicism, and this lesson is all about it. It has to do with knowing ourselves, our flaws and strengths, and how we act in various scenarios. Marcus Aurelius, a wise and calm emperor, said that thinking about yourself is very important. Knowing and directing our thoughts is what makes us strong, not trying to control what's going on in the outside world. As he said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. As another great Stoic philosopher said, to know what a person is like, take a good look at how he acts when he's alone or when he thinks he's alone. This is all about getting to know our real selves, not just the masks we wear for other people. It has to do with being honest with ourselves when we're alone. Epictetus also talked about how important it is to know yourself. He thought that knowing our wants, dislikes, and the decisions we make would set us free and make us happy. In his lessons, he said, "What matters is not what happens to you, but how you react to it." This shows how our choices and responses shape our lives. It's like these ideas. Your heart knows the way. Run in that direction. This is a lesson to pay attention to our inner selves, to know our greatest fears and wants, and to let that information guide our actions. Rumi's words, "Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I am changing myself," also fit this theme. Making time and room for self-reflection is important if we want to learn from it and use it in our lives. This activity can look different for each person, depending on their habits and tastes. You could start by writing in a diary, which is a great way to learn more about yourself. Writing down your feelings and thoughts can help you understand them better, which can help you understand your motivation and actions. Let your thoughts flow when you're writing in a book. Think about your day and how you reacted to different events. Try to figure out why you reacted the way you did. Ask yourself things like, "Why did I act that way?" or "What made me feel that way?" Another deep way to think about yourself is to meditate. It helps you calm down and concentrate on the present moment. You can be aware of your ideas and feelings without getting caught up in them when you meditate. Finding out about your thought processes can help you figure out why you do or say things the way you do them. It can also help a lot to just sit quietly and think about your deeds and thoughts. Each day, set aside a few minutes to sit somewhere quiet and free of other things that might confuse you. Think about the choices you made today and how they fit with your values and goals. Ask, "What really matters to me?" And Am I living in a way that reflects my core values? Lesson 4. The virtue of moderation is another part of self-reflection. Think about your plans and goals. Check to see if the way you're going now is taking you to the life you want. If not, think about what changes you might need to make. This could mean making changes to your current goals or setting new ones. When you think on yourself, you also need to be aware of your skills and weaknesses. No matter how insignificant they may seem, acknowledge and enjoy your accomplishments. Being honest about the things you could do better is also important. A realistic view of oneself can be developed through this balance, which also promotes ongoing personal growth. Having talks with close family or friends can also help you think about yourself. Talking about your feelings and experiences with other people can help you see things in a new way that you might not have thought of before. Understanding your motives and ensuring that your actions are in line with your core ideals are all part of getting to know yourself. There is a lot to learn and grow on this path. Being more self-aware helps us live more honestly and make decisions that bring us real happiness and satisfaction. Now we're on to Lesson 4, the virtue of moderation. Stoicism reminds us of the golden mean, the concept of balance, in a world that frequently praises success. It's not about not enjoying life, it's about not letting one thing take over our lives to the point where we lose our balance. Marcus Aurelius talked about this balance when he said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who did the wrong." This is a call to not respond to excess with excess, but to find a middle ground where you can react in a reasonable way. In line with this idea, Seneca said, "The poor person is not the one who doesn't have enough, it is the one who wants more." This quote really gets to the heart of balance. How we deal with what we have is more important than how much we have. The idea is to enjoy what we have right now without always wanting more. Epictetus says, "True wealth is not having many things, but having few wants." This is what balance is all about, being rich in simplicity and happy with what you already have. The Persian author Hafez said it so well, "Stay close to anything that makes you glad you are alive." This means to enjoy the little things in life instead of getting lost in the chase of more. Rumi also talks about this in his wisdom. "Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I am changing myself." This is a powerful warning that the pursuit of external successes and gains is less satisfying than the pursuit of inner growth and balance. Finding a good balance in all parts of our lives is what moderation means. First, it's important to think about what's most important to you. This means you need to step back and look at your life in a bigger picture. Ask yourself important questions like, am I focusing too much on one part of my life at the expense of others? For example, you might be spending too much time at work and not enough with your family, or you might not be taking care of yourself because you have to go to social events. Once you've found places where things might not be balanced, you should consciously spread your time and energy out more evenly. This doesn't mean you have to split your time evenly between all of your interests. Instead, it means you should give each important part of your life the time and care it needs. For instance, if you find that work is taking up most of your time, you could start by making clear limits. Set aside specific times to work and times to unplug to spend time with family, do hobbies, or just rest. This can also mean learning to say no to extra tasks that get in the way of this balance. Taking time for fun is just as important. Relaxing and having fun aren't just things to do. They're important for recovering. Hobbies, spending time with family and friends, or just taking it easy can make you happier and more productive overall. Relationships should be a part of your juggling act. Take care of your family and friend ties. Spending quality time with people you care about can help you feel better and improve your relationships, which can lead to a more satisfying life. Self-care is also very important. Not only does this include taking care of your body through food and exercise, but it also includes your mental health. Mindfulness meditation, or just spending time in nature, can be very helpful. Being thankful for what you have is important. One easy way to do this is to write down what you're grateful for every day or keep a gratitude notebook. This technique changes your attention from what you don't have to what you do have. Make rules for yourself. This could mean reducing the amount of time you spend on work or social media, turning down extra responsibilities, or making sure you have time to rest and unwind. Don't forget that it's okay to take a break and recover. Finally, accept being simple. The easiest things can be the most satisfying sometimes. Take a walk in the woods, have a deep talk, or spend some time alone and happy. These are the times when we usually feel truly happy. There should be a balance in your life, and you should enjoy life's joys without letting them control you. To feel more happiness, joy, and peace in our lives, we can learn to live in balance. Lesson 5. How to be thankful. Being grateful means being happy with what you have instead of always wanting something new to make you happy. As you wake up in the morning, remember what a valuable gift it is to be living, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, and to love. This quote helps us be grateful for the simple things in our lives that we often take for granted. We can enjoy life and the people in it all over again every morning. Seneca told us to enjoy the present moment and be grateful for it. That's why he said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without worrying about the future." It means being happy with where we are now instead of always looking ahead. It's important to remember what you have, as Epictetus said, "He who is not satisfied with a little is satisfied with nothing." This shows us that being grateful isn't about having everything, but about enjoying what you do have, no matter how small. This beautiful line from Hafiz goes along with these teachings. This place where you are right now, God circled on a map for you. It tells us to enjoy our present situation and surroundings as part of a bigger plan. In his writings, Rumi also talks about gratitude. Wear gratitude like a cloak, and it will feed every corner of your life. This deep statement suggests that being grateful isn't just something we do sometimes, but a way of being that makes our whole lives better. A strong way to change our attention from what we lack to recognizing what we have is to incorporate thanks into our daily lives. It's a habit that makes you happy and positive. Keeping a gratitude book is a useful and helpful way to do this. Promise yourself that you will write down 3 things you are grateful for every day. Often, the little everyday things are the most important. They don't have to be big or grand. The sun on a cold morning, a tasty meal, a stranger's smile, or even your bed at the end of a long day could be what makes you happy. As an extension of this practice, try to be thankful even when things are hard. Think about how grateful you are for the chance to listen to your favorite music or an interesting podcast while you're stuck in traffic. When things get tough, remember that they are making you stronger and more resilient. This point of view can help you turn problems into good situations. Giving thanks to other people is another way to practice it. It's important to thank people in a sincere way. A simple thank you to the store cashier, a note from the heart to a friend, or a message of thanks to a coworker can go a long way. Not only does recognizing someone's hard work and kindness make them feel appreciated, it also makes you feel more grateful. You can also be aware and practice thanks that way. Stop and enjoy your surroundings and events from time to time during the day. Enjoy your food, take in the beauty of nature, and hold on to the time you spend with people you care about. You can enjoy these times more deeply if you are fully present in them. Lesson 6. Mindfulness in the present. Making being thankful a part of your daily life can also help. While you brush your teeth or take a shower in the morning, think of what you're thankful for. This makes everyday things into times to think and be grateful. Finally, show others how thankful you are. A nice way to end the day is to talk about what you're grateful for with family or friends. In addition to making your bonds stronger, it also makes the world a better place. Take breaks during the day to enjoy what you have around you, whether it's the sun on your face or the smile of a friend or family member. These little things give us chances to be thankful. Thank other people. A simple thank you can make their day and help you remember the good things in your own life. If you appreciate other people's hard work and kindness, you'll start to see more good things in the world. Finally, think about the problems you've had and how they've made you stronger. Even bad things that happen to us can teach us important lessons and make us better, so we can be thankful for them. Being grateful changes our attention from what we don't have to what we do have. It helps us enjoy the present moment and keep a happy attitude, which makes our whole lives better. Lesson 6. Being aware of the present moment. We often forget to live in the present because life is so busy, and we miss out on the beauty and chances that each moment brings. It was Marcus Aurelius who said, "Confine yourself to the present." This simple but deep advice tells us to pay attention to the present moment, realizing that it is all we have and can change. In his writings, Seneca said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." This is a warning to enjoy the present and not worry about what's coming next all the time. To emphasize that we have power over our thoughts, Epictetus said, "People are not disturbed by things, but by the view they take of them." This Stoic theory fits perfectly with mindfulness, which teaches us to stay in the present and watch our thoughts and actions without judging them. One of Hafiz's most beautiful lines about awareness is, "This place where you are right now, God circled on a map for you." It's a beautiful lesson to enjoy and fully connect with the present, which is where we are meant to be right now. This thought is also supported by Rumi's words, "Be present in the moment and free from fear of the future." He tells us to enjoy the present with all our hearts, without worrying about the past or the future. Being mindful in our daily lives can change everything, helping us live in the present moment more fully and lowering our stress. Being aware of your breathing is a great way to start. Every day, take a few minutes to just focus on your breath. As you breathe in, feel the air filling your lungs. As you breathe out, feel the same thing. By doing this easy thing, you can keep your mind on the moment whenever your thoughts start to wander. To make this exercise bigger, try adding awareness to things you do every day. Take the time to really taste your food when you eat, for example. Pay attention to the warmth, the texture, and the tastes. Eating with awareness can turn something you do every day into a rich experience of presence and respect. You can also practice mindfulness while doing other everyday things, like taking a shower, walking, or even driving to work. Pay attention to how you feel and what you're going through at these times. Pay attention to how the water feels, the smell of the soap, and the steam around you while you shower. Pay attention to each step, the flow of your walk, and the sounds and sights around you as you walk. Engaging in active listening is another way to be more aware. Pay full attention to the other person when you're talking. Pay attention to what they say, how they say it, and how they move. Don't think about what you're going to say next. This not only helps you talk to each other better, but it also makes your relationship stronger and brings you closer to the present time. You can also be more aware by pausing for short periods of time during the day to meditate. These don't have to be long or fancy. Closing your eyes, focusing on your breath, and letting go of any stressful thoughts can help you feel much more grounded and refreshed. Also, try to keep distractions to a minimum whenever you can. To focus on one job at a time in a world full of messages and doing many things at once, it's good to take a break from computers. Lesson 7. Compassion and empathy. Not only does this help you focus better, but it also makes you more present and interested in the job at hand. Being mindful means being aware of your thoughts and feelings and accepting them without judging them. When feelings or thoughts come up, recognize them and then gently bring your attention back to the present. This part of awareness is especially helpful for dealing with worry and mental problems. Take the time to really notice the colors, sounds, and feelings around you by practicing mindful observation. It's about being fully present in the present moment and finding wonder in everyday things. Actively listen in talks. Don't just listen to answer, listen to understand. This not only makes your relationships better, but it also keeps you present and involved. Enjoy every bite of food by paying attention to the tastes and textures. This makes the food taste better and helps you enjoy the present time. Mindfulness can help you with everyday jobs like going to the store or washing the dishes. During these times, try to be fully present and notice your actions, thoughts, and feelings without judging them. Being mindful means giving each moment your full attention and awareness. It's a strong tool that fits with Stoic ideas and helps us live more satisfying lives by focusing on the here and now. Mindfulness helps us enjoy the little things in life, feel less stressed, and face the difficulties we face every day with calm and focus. Lesson 7. Have compassion and understanding. It's about getting to know others, connecting with them deeply, and seeing things from their point of view. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." This quote shows that we should understand and forgive others while still holding ourselves to high standards. It's about seeing that we are all human and being nicer to the people around us. It was Seneca who said, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness." This means that every contact is a chance to be kind. It's about finding ways to be nice to people we meet every day. Epic teachers taught students how important it is to understand other people. He said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak." This is similar to the practice of empathy, which means paying attention to other people and trying to see things from their point of view before you react. The words of office also express this feeling. Even after all this time, the sun never tells the earth, "You owe me." It's a beautiful example of love and kindness that doesn't expect anything in return. Rumi talked about having understanding and caring. Raise your words, not your voice. It is rain that grows flowers, not thunder. This saying shows us how important it is to be kind and understanding when we want to build relationships and grow. Demonstrating kindness and empathy is important for making connections with others and learning more about them. To begin, pay attention to what other people are saying. This means paying full attention to what the other person is saying, instead of just thinking about what you're going to say next while they talk. To do this, you need to interact with them in a way that shows you care about what they think and feel. To actively listen, you must also acknowledge the other person's point of view. It's about making the speaker feel heard and acknowledged, even if you don't exactly agree with their point of view. This can be achieved through verbal affirmations like nodding or small verbal confirmations like "I see" or "I understand." Trying to see things from the other person's point of view is another important part of showing empathy. You have to imagine what they might be going through and put yourself in their place. This practice helps you understand someone better and stops you from judging them. Ask yourself questions like, what might they be going through? Or why might they feel this way? In addition to actively listening, you should also talk about your understanding. When you talk to someone, use words like, "That sounds really challenging," or I can see why you'd feel that way. This will help them feel encouraged and understood. When you show understanding, your body language is also very important. Make eye contact, lean in a little, and keep your body open to show that you are interested and care. Lesson 8. Stick with something even if it gets hard. Taking the time to think about your own feelings and situations can also help you understand how others feel. Getting in touch with your own emotions makes it easier to understand how someone else feels. Be kind to others and help them out when you can. Being empathetic doesn't always mean just listening and understanding. Sometimes it means doing something, like lending a hand, giving wise advice, or just being there for someone when they need you. Do small acts of kindness every day, like giving someone a smile, a kind word, or your hand. Some of these small acts of kindness can really make someone's day and help you become more compassionate. Think about how other people feel when someone is mad or upset. Try to picture what they might be going through. Having empathy means putting yourself in someone else's shoes and reacting with care and understanding. Use kind words. What you say has power. Even if you don't agree, use words that help, not words that hurt. Talk to someone in a way that shows respect for their worth. Remember that showing understanding and kindness isn't just about big acts. It's something you do every day. These traits not only make our relationships better, but they also make the world a nicer, more understanding place. Being compassionate and understanding are at the heart of both Stoic philosophy and human relationship. They make our lives and the lives of those around us better by spreading understanding and kindness. Not only do these values help us live in line with Stoic ideas, they also help us live a happier and more peaceful life. Lesson 8. Stick with something even if it gets hard. Sticking with something is an important part of Stoicism and life in general. It's about never giving up on our goals, even when things get hard. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way, said Marcus Aurelius. This powerful quote shows us that problems aren't just things we have to get past. They're chances to get stronger and more determined. In his wisdom, Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." This tells us that just like working out our bodies makes us stronger mentally, facing and beating challenges makes us stronger mentally. Epictetus stressed how important it was to keep going even when things got hard. He thought that what makes us unique is not the things that happen to us, but how we deal with them. What counts is not what happens to you, but how you handle it. In line with these Stoic ideas, affairs gives us a view of hope and strength. Fear is like the cheap room in the house. I'd rather see you living in a nicer place. This saying inspires us to get past our fears and limitations and live a brave and determined life. Rumi also talks about the courage to keep going. Don't be sad. Everything you lose comes back to you in a different form. This is a reminder that the lessons and skills we gain from loss and failure are priceless and will help us in new ways. Adding endurance and determination to our lives starts with setting clear goals that we can reach. There's more to this process than just choosing what you want to do. You need to know why these goals are important to you. Clarity in your goals gives you a sense of direction and purpose, which is very important for keeping motivation, especially when things get tough. Find out what you really want to achieve first. Sometimes these goals are for personal growth and learning new skills, and sometimes they are for job progress or making relationships better. For each goal, be clear about what success looks like. Don't just say, "I want to get better at cooking." Instead, be more specific. "I want to learn how to cook 3 new dishes every month." Once you know what your goals are, you can look into why you want to reach them. Think about why you want to reach these goals. Being aware of your why is a strong driver that will help you stay on track, even when things get tough. It's the difference between working toward a goal just because you think you should, and working toward a goal because it fits with your values and goals. Break your goals down into smaller, more doable tasks after you've established your goals and identified your motivation. Sometimes big goals seem impossible to reach, but if you break them down into smaller steps, they're easier to reach. You can enjoy small wins along the way with this step-by-step method, which can give you a big boost in motivation and spirit. Also, it's important to give yourself enough time to reach your goals. Setting goals that are too hard to meet can cause worry and a sense of loss when they aren't met. Tell yourself the truth about how much work and time each goal will take. Make a plan for how to reach each goal. This plan should include specific steps you will take, tools you might need, and problems you might face. You can stay on track if you plan ahead for problems and how to solve them. Remember that patience and persistence mean keeping up the work and commitment even when things get hard or progress is slow. It's about sticking to your goals even when they seem far away or when the drive you had at first has faded. When you run into problems, don't give up. Instead, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? See each problem as a chance to learn and move closer to your goal. Maintain an upbeat attitude and trust that you can handle problems. Remember that having a good attitude can make you much more persistent and resilient. Do not give up on your goals, even if you see little growth. It's not just about speed. Perseverance is also about working hard over and over again, no matter how fast you're going. Sticking with something even when things get hard is what perseverance and determination are all about. They're about getting to your goals by learning from your mistakes and building on them. We develop fortitude, achieve our goals, and reach our full potential by adopting these Stoic traits. Lesson 9. Being intellectually humble. It means accepting that we don't know everything and being willing to learn new things and see things from different points of view. A wise person in the Stoic philosophy named Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." This could mean that we should keep an open mind and learn from people we don't agree with instead of shutting ourselves off. You need to know that wisdom can come from anywhere. Seneca said, "We are more often scared than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality." This shows how important it is to question our own views and assumptions, realizing that how we see things often limits what we can understand. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, said, "What matters is how you react to what happens to you, not what happens to you." This is also true when it comes to learning. It's about how we react to new ideas and knowledge, and whether we choose to learn more or stay in our safe zones. Huffer's creative view on being ready to learn is to stay close to anything that makes you glad you are alive. This reminds us to seek out knowledge and events that make us happy and wise. In line with this idea, Rumi said, "Let yourself be silently drawn by the strange pull of what you really love. It will not lead you astray." This is a beautiful lesson to follow our true interests and hobbies as we journey through life. Being intellectually humble and eager to learn are things that can be developed. The first step is to recognize our own knowledge gaps. It's not a sign of weakness to say you don't know something. It's a strong first step toward learning and personal development. When we admit that we don't know everything, we can see things from different angles and learn new things. Believe that you can always learn more, no matter how much you think you know. This way of thinking can be freeing because it takes away the need to be perfect or know everything. Instead, it encourages interest and a desire to learn more. To put it more practically, look for new ways to learn. This could mean reading books about things you don't know much about, going to workshops or talks, or just asking questions about things you don't know much about. Talk to people who are different from you in terms of skills or past, and be willing to learn from what they have to say. Being open to comments and helpful criticism is another way to develop intellectual humility. Try not to get angry when you get feedback. Instead, see it as a chance to learn and get better. Ask co-workers, teachers, or friends for their opinions and give their points of view careful thought. Think about what you think and believe. A lot of the time, what we think or believe is true is based on little or old information. Be ready to change your mind if new information or reasons come to light. This doesn't mean being easily swayed by every new piece of information. Instead, it means keeping a balance between being sure of what you know and being willing to learn new things. Additionally, honor the way you learn as well as the end result. Enjoy the process of learning new things and getting better at things you already know. Remember that making mistakes is a normal part of learning. Instead of seeing them as failures, see them as lessons that help you grow. Spend some time thinking about what you've learned, how it fits in with what you already know, and how it might have changed your view. Thinking about what you've learned helps you remember it and understand it better. Build a learning group around you by taking part in arguments and discussions, sharing what you know, and encouraging others to say what they think. And setting that encourages learning can make people more intellectually humble and eager to learn. Always be interested and ask questions. It's the best way to learn. Keep an open mind when you're thinking about new things. Read a lot of different kinds of books and get exposed to different schools of thought and points of view. This makes you think about things in a new way and questions what you think you know. To be intellectually humble and eager to learn, you have to enjoy the thrill of finding and the endless potential that come with not knowing. To understand that there is an infinite amount of information and that every person we meet and every event we have is a chance to learn something new. We can keep our thoughts open and ready to take in the wisdom that life has to offer by following these Stoic ideals. Lesson 10. Being open to change in a world that is always changing. Getting used to change isn't just a skill, it's also important for happiness and growth. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This deep insight teaches us that our true power comes from being able to change how we think when things happen, not from trying to control things we can't change. Seneca gave us some wise advice on change. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. This tells us that change is a normal and important part of life, and it often leads to new chances and growth. Epictetus taught us to be flexible. Do not try to make things happen the way you want them to. Instead, want them to happen the way they do happen, and your life will go well. This Stoic principle tells us to go with the changes in life instead of fighting them. When Heraclitus thinks about being able to adapt, he says, "The words you speak become the house you live in." This image shows that our thoughts and words affect how we experience life, which is why it's important to be open to change. Rumi also talks about this idea. Be like a tree and let the dead leaves fall. This simple but powerful picture tells us to let go of things that don't serve us anymore so that we can make room for new growth and opportunities. Being open to change and flexible are important skills for dealing with the unpredictable nature of life. Giving up the need to be in charge is the first thing you need to do in this process. Understanding and accepting that life is full of change is crucial. Things in our lives, like people, situations, and even our own thoughts and feelings, are always changing. Trying to keep everything under control can make us frustrated and stressed out for no reason. To start, you should be aware of what you can and cannot control. Know that your actions and choices can affect some results, but that many outside factors are out of your control. For example, you can't change the weather, other people's acts, or the way many events turn out. When you accept this, you can focus on what you can change, how you respond, how you think, and what you do. As a way to get more flexible, practice awareness. Mindfulness helps us be present in the here and now without judging it. Being mindful means paying attention to changes and how you respond to them without trying to stop or change them. Being aware of this can help lessen the stress that often comes with change. Looking at change as a chance to learn and grow is another way to accept it. Try not to see change as a threat. Instead, see it as a chance to learn new things, gain new skills, or see things from a different point of view. What new chances might a change open up for you? How could it help you grow? Get better at adapting by leaving your safe zone. Try something new, like a new hobby, a different way to get to work, or a different type of food. Making small changes to your daily routine can help you handle bigger changes in your life when they happen. Think about times in the past when you were able to handle change well. Remembering how strong you are can give you more confidence to deal with changes in the future. You've probably already been through a lot of changes in your life. Thinking about them can help you get better at adapting. Remember to keep an upbeat mood. It can make a big difference in how you deal with and understand change. Instead of thinking about what you might lose, think about what you could gain. Being positive can help things go more smoothly and with less worry. Develop a mind that is open to new experiences and curious about them. Do not be afraid of what is new or unknown. Instead, look at it with wonder and see it as a chance to learn and grow. Take charge of how you react to change. Do something to make things different in your life instead of waiting for them to happen. This could mean getting better at something, trying out a new hobby, or giving up bad habits. Accept that things will change and that nothing in life is permanent. This is called impermanence. You can let go of your connection to how things should be and accept them as they are if you understand this. Being open to and flexible means having a positive view of how things change and don't always go as planned in life. Giving up strict ideals and going with the flow of life is what it's about. We can handle life's changes with grace and fortitude if we take this Stoic perspective, turning difficulties into chances for personal development and satisfaction. As we end our trip today, remember that Stoic wisdom isn't just about what you learn, it's also about how you live. This way can help us become stronger, understand things better, and live a happier life. We've taken a lot of steps together in these lessons that have made me stronger, more balanced, and more aware. So, I encourage you to stay on this path with us. Go deeper, push yourself, and let these timeless ideas change your life. Let's not only learn about life, but also live it with peace, wisdom, and courage. Thanks for being a part of this. Don't stop being interested or motivated, and keep growing.